I am on a bit of a tighter budget
Hmm.
than a lot of other people. I'm sure
That's
I'm not
okay.
alone.
Yeah.
And I'm actually speaking to you from Ottawa, Canada right now. And I'm
Okay.
looking for a good quality sauna.
Mhm.
Good meaning I'm not going to get sicker by going into it than
Mhm.
doing myself a favor in my health. So it's really hard because I'm looking for secondhand, and there's a lot of stuff being sold that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole based on what you've told us. And at the same time, there's so many brands out there.
Mhm.
I'm kind of lost. It's like I've started making a comprehensive list for myself on all of the ones that you're okay with
Mhm.
and those that are just awful. And then if I see something listed that's on the okay list, then I try to get it. Like for instance, there was a sauna core.
Mhm.
It was probably like a 4 or 5 person. It was really big, being sold in Toronto 2 days ago. And I reached out. They were selling it for 2,500 Canadian,
Mhm.
and they looked like they were getting rid of it out of an office. Maybe they were having to like clean it out. So it was a great opportunity, but somebody bought it out from under me. So wondering, are there some lower cost saunas, like as far as US currency goes? Like we're looking at, like, for you guys it'd be like around 2,500. That'd be pretty low price,
Mhm.
right, for a new sauna.
Yeah,
And
there's nothing wrong
what's
with
out
getting a
there?
used one though.
And so then the question is, what brands? All the
I
ones that I'm
mean,
seeing are,
it doesn't have to be perfect. The major thing is when somebody goes out and buys a brand new sauna and they spend $5,000 for the dang thing, and then it's not what you think you're getting. That's the big deal. A used sauna doesn't have to be perfect. You might not even keep it forever. So if you've got if you had a sauna core under wraps, I would tell you to buy it. I would be a little hesitant for the 4 or 5 person, I think you said, because it's going to require a lot of power. So I don't know if you're prepared to run that much juice. It'd probably be
I'm not
easier.
actually. That was one of the other questions I asked.
Yeah, that's a big sauna.
I'm looking to, it was kind of, it popped up and I thought, oh, well, this is interesting. And literally within 15 minutes of messaging, it was gone. So it didn't matter anyways. Probably did me a favor in terms of hydro bills. But yeah, I saw that brand and I thought, okay, this is good. Like basically, I don't want to be getting into it every day thinking I'm doing my health some good. And then the EMFs and the off gassing is so bad that it's just negating any of the benefits, basically. So
No,
it's hard.
unless it's a terrible sauna, like on the avoidant list, you're going to be fine. You might have to compromise a little bit. Hey, maybe the EMF isn't super low, but you also didn't pay $7,000 for the thing either. You get the benefits in the meantime. So it's okay to compromise on that. Just not if you're buying a new one, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you're
And
going to
so,
spend thousands of dollars, the thing better be because you only have to buy it once. How about I search Ottawa and I send you one or two that look pretty good? Because the clear light that Steve pulled up on the screen just a minute ago is like 20 years old.
I
That's the
know, oh, you
one
saw it.
that she
Yeah.
was looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is ancient dinosaur. They used to use, nobody knows this. Clearlight used to make ceramic, like they tout this true wave, heater system and all this jazz, but they used to make ceramic saunas too. And that's what you're looking at on the screen. If you click on the second picture and zoom into it, that one right
Yeah.
there, zoom in
Yeah.
behind the grill and you look at the heaters. Those are not
Yeah.
carbon heaters like they have today. This is an old sauna. It's probably a decade old.
Well, that's what I figured, but I actually thought it was a knockoff. So it did originate though from the like
Yes, Clearlight used to be called
Clearlight.
Sauna Works, but since you're in Canada, they did have, so for several years, even today, they have European and other country models that are different than the US models. So it's very likely that it could be one of those also. I can't tell just from what we're looking at. If you could get that thing for $800 and use it for a little while, that'd be fine. I don't know if I'd pay much more than that though, because it's definitely, if that thing's made in 2017, I must
Yeah.
be,
Says he
uh,
bought it 6 years ago.
yeah,
So
from
it's
someone
probably,
else
yeah,
that's
built
10 years old.
50 years ago.
And then of
Okay.
course it was so many years ago. And then he didn't know what model it was. He couldn't find a label on it. And he
Mhm.
basically said, unless I disassemble it and flip it over, I don't think I can tell you much more about it.
How
So
much is it?
I think he wanted 1,200 for it.
Offer him like
So Canadian.
$800, 850, and see if it takes it. And then as long as it works, buy it. The hesitation in spending more than that on it is that it's so old. I mean, if the dang thing breaks, you're going to trash it and get another
Yeah,
one.
I don't think I would spend even that much money on it. I'm
Okay.
comfortable going like up to 3,000 Canadian.
Mhm.
So I think I can get something decent, but you have to act fast, right? When they show up.
Sometimes, I mean, it depends. It's a lot for somebody to go pick up one of these. I mean, you either have to have a truck, you got to know how to disassemble it. I mean, the run of the mill family, it's kind of a pain in the neck. It's not
Mhm.
you don't just see one and okay, I'll be there in an hour type of thing. Even me, I buy used saunas sometimes on the market to test other stuff if they're in my area because it's easier than
Yeah.
shipping a new one. But it's a pain.
Yeah. Well, I have a trailer. I could be there in an hour, but that's me.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
fun girl. Just nothing.
Well, if you get
I'll
a
load it up, bring it home.
if you see a 1 or a 2 person sauna, unless it has a 20 amp power supply and plug on it, you should be able to find a used one like that that's way under your budget range and be able to hook it up in your place without upgrading the electrical. That would
So there is one in a showroom. I don't know if they're going out of business, but I've been in touch with them. It's a Westinghouse, and it usually sells for 3,000,
Mhm.
and he's looking to get 2,300 for it.
Mhm.
And I thought, again, if I'm not negating any health benefits by sitting inside the box, then
Mhm.
I would be interested in this one because he's going to sell it with the warranty on it, like full
Oh,
warranty.
okay.
And it's just been used as a demo in the showroom, and
Mhm.
it's a 2 person, so it's not too claustrophobic. And so I see that he still has it listed. So I'm just not familiar with the brand, and that was my hesitation. Person Westinghouse, yeah, they sell it at Home Depot. I think I've even seen it being sold by
Oh, okay.
Walmart.
It's just a Golden Design sauna. If you go to Golden Designs Inc., I think you can see all the brands that they make. Check out their website.
It's a Golden Designs.
It's just a white label. There's a bunch of those.
This one.
That one right there. Yep. That's usually the standard one. Whoa.
That's
Not
the
that one.
biggest one.
Well, that looks
It's just the
fancy.
page.
No, sir. Yeah, I mean, there's just Golden Design saunas. They used to sell them at Costco for like $9.99 pre-pandemic. So now the pricing is just insane. You got to scroll down. Keep going.
There is somebody selling a
Right there.
Golden Design sauna on Facebook Marketplace in the area as well. So you don't think Golden Designs, they're not going to be on the no-go list?
No, it's not terrible. I've had one before. I mean, I wouldn't pay a new price for one. I'd get something else. But if you get a deal, like if you get one for $1,750 or something, when everything else is $4,000 for a similar sauna, I mean, it's probably a decent compromise. We're talking about compromises. I mean, we're looking at the used market. I mean, I wouldn't pay $4,000 for one. No way.
But
But
it's
if
still
there's
better
used
than
ones,
nothing.
Sweet. Anita, you're
Yeah,
amazing. And
thanks for
thanks
your
for
time.
asking this because there's a lot of people who are asking this week about price. They're like, oh God, I can't really swing $5,000 or $7,000. What else you got? So I appreciate you
Yeah.
asking that question.
Well, you're welcome. And I'm glad that I got to ask it. So I appreciate your time.
Sweet.